So people will look. So if they want to they want to point at examiners, so they will look for the high quality of the examiner and so on. And then that will show the scholarship. The higher your H index is, the more scholars you are lah. Because the more people that people cite you and so on. And then the second thing is that for promotion. Right, it depends in the certain universities. Like example, for example, in UPM, so we have a quote and unquote, quote and unquote criteria for a promotion. Let's say for social science, in UPM, so the minimum H index is 5. Let's say, uh, 3 to 5, the minimum H index. And then for professor, they need 10 H index social science. But for science, different. So H index also will have will be the indicator for those who are getting for promotion, from the doctorate to associate professor, and for that. But then it depends on certain for your university, whether your university put this H index as one of the criteria. But university like UPM, and so on, and other, they put that H index is one of the criteria for the promotion. And then the third thing is that promotion evaluator for other universities. So if you want to be evaluator for promotion for other university, they also will look for an assessor who have a better H index. For example, I've been been the promotion evaluator for the certain university, so they appoint me because of my field and also because of my higher my H index. And then for the certain university, for the external thesis assessor, so for your external examiner, they also look on the H index. So nowadays, certain university, they have put H index as their one of the criteria for those who are being to be an external examiner. And then also for the H index, also for the research grant application. So for the higher research grant, for actually from the MOE, they need a researcher with a better H index to have better opportunities lah to get the grant. And then okay, now certain university also, when they want to appoint lecturers at the university, they also look for their H index, meaning that if the applicant have a better H index, so there will be high chances lah, to be appointed as a lecturer. Therefore, the H index was designed to excel the quantity and the quality of scientists' contribution and predicting her probability influence in the coming years. So basically, if you have a higher H index, it will show on your scholar, and also it will show the expected and the predicted with your productivity and influence in the coming years. So this is the that is the one of that is the is some of the important thing for the for us to have a better H index. So maybe there is others, but this is among the important things, right? All right. Basically, in H index, we have 3 different types of H index. Okay, the first one is the Pablon H index. Okay, Pablon H index is those journal that publish in the JCR. If you know that we have certain database, we have the JCR database, and then another one we have the Scopus database, and the last one maybe you have an ERA database. So in UPM, we only recognize these 3 database. The JCR database, the Scopus database, and also this ERA database. For our student who need to graduate, they need to publish in one of these 3 journals in the database, the JCR, the Scopus, and the ERA database. So for the H index, so as I mentioned just now, we have 3. Pablon H index is those papers who are listed in the JCR database. Okay, and then we have the Scopus hash index. So Scopus hash index is all the journals that publish in the Scopus, and the Google hash index. So Google hash index is any article that been published in the internet. So that one be counted by the Google hash index. Right. Okay. Let's go in detail. Okay. For example, okay, here is our Google hash index. Okay. So okay. Let's do some practices. Okay. Every one of you, do you know what is your Google hash index? Anyone, do you know what is your Google? Do you know what is your Google hash index, and do you know how to find your Google hash index? Right. You can do it by, okay. Can you open your Google? Dia
Okay, sure,
boleh.
Prof.
Okay.
Google Scholar, is it?
Google Scholar.
Okay.
Putri nampak Google saya ke?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So you just type your name. For example, my name, Fauzi Muhammad Ayub. And then you have the Ahmad Fauzi Muhammad Ayub Google Scholar. Can every one of you click this one? Not my name. You put your name. So for the Google, during the Google search, I type my name, Ahmad Fauzi Muhammad Ayub. So you put your name here, your full name here. And then you will get your Google Scholar here.
Prof, what if they do not have, or we do not have any profile?
Meaning that you haven't registered, so you need to have a Gmail there.
Okay,
So
need to
you need to
register.
have a Gmail. So this is your, for example, this one. Putri nampak saya punya Google Scholar ni?
Yes, nampak.
Okay. So this is a Google Scholar. So for a Google Scholar, this is my Google Scholar. So basically my H index is 28 in the Google Scholar, and this one. So these are the papers. These are my papers. Okay. Google Scholar is all the papers that been published that you can access from the internet. So either it's a proceeding or whatever are your article published in the internet. So maybe it will be in the journal then, and it can be accessed. So this is counted as a Google Scholar. So one thing good about this Google Scholar is that you always know that what you always be aware that you have your own you have the latest article that name your name. For example, this one I have 2022. So this one from the Asian Journal, this one this is under my name. And then the 2021 and so on. So you can click this year. So to this one, and also you can click by cited. Cited, you can click this one, so you can see that here the second the column, the cited by column. So this one is the number of citation. Number of citation meaning that numbers of papers that other researcher cite your papers in their article. So that one is the citation. So for you to have a good H index, you need to have, as I mentioned just now before, you need to have a number of your paper being cited, and also this your paper. For example, for this paper, the effect of algebra, so it has been cited by 293 times. So this one 172 and so on. So so how we get the 28? Okay, I get the 28 because I have the 28 of my papers cited minimum 28 times. Okay, let's say for example this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 28 paper here that cited 28 times, meaning that 28 times. Wait. Okay. Okay, this one 28. Okay, this one is the minimum. So this one and right, I have 28 papers. So that's why my citation is 20. My H index is 28. So the one that highlighted is the total number 28 papers. So that's why I have the 28. So citation is that the total number of the paper that been cited. So I have 28 papers minimum that been cited 28 times. Here is 26. So this is the Google H index. Right, and then okay. So this I just mentioned the Google index, and then the second part. Okay, this is how we would like to find. We like to look on our H index for the Google. Okay, the next thing is that to find your Pablon H index. Okay, for Pablon H index, you need to go to your again Google. Putih dapat Google kan?
Okay, yes.
Okay, then you type your name. Then you type Pablons. Okay. So do you have this one? So for those of you who didn't, when you type this one, and when you type your name and then the word Pablon, if there is if there is apa, if you don't have that one, so meaning that you haven't registered. So you need to register first in the Pablons. For example, okay, this one. Okay, so okay, Pablon is those papers who listed in the JCR. So for those who you don't have that account yet, so you need to register here. So this is all the journal in the Web of Science. So for example, this one, okay, in Pablons, my H index is 9. And I have 80 publications listed in the Web of Science or JCR. So this is my Pablons ID, AFM 161772022. This is my Pablons ID. So my H index is 9 for the Pablons. So these are the papers. The calculation is same. So I have I have 9 papers. See, 1, okay, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 papers. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my H index is 9 because I have 9 papers who have been cited minimum 9 times. So this one 7. So the 7 is the average the 9. So this is how we calculate the same. To calculate H index is the same thing for all the database corpus, all the database. So okay, Pablons. Okay. When if you look at the rank, so the I can say that the number 1 rank for the H index is if you have higher H index in the Pablons. That one will be the first rank. Pablon will be the first rank. Then the second rank will be the Scopus. And normally the Google H index is most of the university does not calculate how many H index you have in the Google. So for the University Malaya, UM, so UM is looking for the H index in the Pablons. So but then for other university like UPM and other university, they are looking for the Scopus H index, which we are going to learn later. So it depends. So it depends where you are, but then most but then the same criteria that we're going to calculate the H index. So this one is the Pablons. Okay, so this one okay, this one is the last week. So basically this the last week I have 370. And now I have the latest one is 372. And then you need to know that sometimes our total number of citation is like a stock market. So every day there will be an increase. So this slide I prepared last week. We supposed to have this last week. So I prepared last week. So last week my total time cited is 370. But then today we can look that is 372. So increase of 2. But then other publishers, publisher, they have one day 50 to 60 citation. So the more established researchers, so they will have 50 to 60 citation per day. So we sometimes 50 per year. We in the social science sometimes the total number of citation is 50 per year, but then some of them will be 50 to 60. You can look those who are in the H index higher, 28, 25 or 20 and above. So they will have a huge total number of citation per day. All right. To reach that level, then later on we will see how. Right. Okay. So this is Pablon. And okay. Wait. Where is my Google H index corpus? Okay, later on we go for the okay. So basically, we have the 3 different type of database. Okay. So we have the JCR, and then we have a Scopus database. I haven't shown you the Google the Scopus H index later on because we are going to use this Scopus H index as our presentation. Then the third one is the ERA. All right. If you can see based on this diagram, you can see that all JCR, all journal listed in the JCR will be listed in the Scopus. So meaning that whatever that your paper published in the journal in the JCR, it will be automatically be in the Scopus. But then for those who publish paper in the ERA, so this one is the third database. So this paper, some of this paper will be listed in the Scopus, but none of this paper will be listed in the JCR. So meaning that, okay, my suggestion is that you publish your paper in the JCR. So if you publish your paper in the JCR, your paper also will be listed under the Scopus here. Sorry. Will be listed under the Scopus here. So you will have to increase both H index either in the JCR or in the Scopus. But then in ERA don't have the Scopus. They don't have the H index. They only listed the journal in the ERA. But then if your paper published in ERA, so it will help increase your Google H index. But as I mentioned just now, most of university in Malaysia, they will only refer your H index in the JCR and also in the Scopus. So these two database will be used to measure your H index, not Google H index. All right. Right. Now we go in detail on the Scopus database. Okay. Basically, in the Scopus database, there are three different type of publication in the Scopus database. So the main thing is that we have all the journals. All the journals listed in the Scopus database will be cited as a cited journals. So they will be cited as a Scopus index journals. So this journal will be listed in the Scopus, but then we also in the Scopus database we will have what we call as a cited proceeding. Okay, meaning that some papers published in the conference, so they will be published as a proceeding, but then all these papers cited in the proceeding will be listed in the Scopus database. So this paper is not a journal, it's a proceeding paper, but then it's a cited proceeding paper. But then this paper also will help you to increase your H index. For example, okay, we have the International Conference Computer Education (ICCE). So this one will be hosted by us this coming November. So ICCE 2022, we have different type of papers. We have the full paper, we have the workshop, and so on. We have different type. You can access this one. So all paper published in the ICCE, so will considered as a cited proceeding, and this paper will be uploaded in the Scopus database. So whoever cite your papers in this ICCE later on, so they will be counted as your citation index. So maybe you can look on. Okay, I will show you some more examples, and then also you can see that some conference, they have the negotiation with the AIP. So this paper also will be, if accepted and published in the conference proceeding, AIP conference proceeding, this paper will be considered also as a cited proceeding, and also the IEEE. I know that AIP, UMP also quite sometimes have some conference published in the AIP, and the one is on the IEEE Education Society. So some conference they will link with these three society, and then if accepted, it will be published in the IEEE Education Society. So basically, whatever that your paper listed in the Scopus, so this paper will help to increase your H index. If you have any question, you may interrupt me. I'm okay with it, or you can put it in the chat, and then Putri, kalau ada soalan, you just message me, and you just inform me if there is message in the chat room. So if not, I just carry on. So I hope that before I proceed to the next part, so I hope you understand that what is a H index, and how then what is the H index, and how H index is being calculated. So basically, H index is calculated based on these three different type of database. So the JCR database, the Scopus database, and also the Google H index database.
Sorry,
right.
Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Song asked about what about ISI?
ISI, the JCR. ISI is under the JCR. The Q1, Q2, that one is under JCR. JCR is the highest rank journal. All the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay. For the JCR, they have the Q1, Q2. So if you want to check whether your article is a Q1 or Q2, then you need to refer to the JCR, the Web of Science database. Scopus, they don't have the Q1, Q2. They only listed the data, the journal as a Scopus. Right. So that one, that's why we suggest that you go for the WL, Web of Science. WS, JCR is the same thing. So you go for that journal first, that database first. Then you go to the Scopus, the second part lah. Meaning that if you send your article to the JCR journal and it get rejected, then you go to the next level, you go to the Scopus. If also rejected, then you go to the ERA. If also then rejected, then you go to the non-cited journal. Non-cited journal is other journals than these three categories. In UPM lah, in UPM, we have cited journal and non-cited journal. In UPM, maybe in UMP it's different, but then in UPM, we have cited journal. We define cited journal as journal that published in the JCR or Web of Science, and the journal in the Google, Scopus, and journal in the ERA. So other paper that published not in these three database, So we consider, UPM consider as a non-cited journal. I'm not sure with your university. Please check with your university. So what are the cited journals that your university listed? Okay. Now we go to the scopus. All right. Maybe I'll show you. We do it. We do it this one. Okay, you go to your scopus. Putri nampak scopus? You type your scopus.com.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Scopus.com.
Do we need to go to our library database page or just straight?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can every one of you go to your maybe for you, those of you in the university, then you just type the scopus, so it will automatically open from the universities. But then for those who are outside the universities, maybe you need to log in via your easy proxy of your library or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. So we can go to easyproxy.ump.edu.my and then we can go straight to Scopus.
Okay. So Putri, I give you some time for you to open it.
Yeah.
Do you have this one? In your, after you type the scopus.com, do you have this? Putri nampak apa Putri dekat screen?
Scopus.
Scopus
Platform.
Okay, in the scopus we have this one, documents, author and affiliation. So okay, documents ni meaning that okay, if you want to look for your journal, this one for those who are maybe for those who are first time to open this database scopus, if you want to see the list of journal in the database scopus, you just click search here. Okay. Source. You click source. Okay. You click source. So they will list all the journal that in the Scopus database. So maybe you can have filter or whatever. So you can be specific by clicking this one. If you have the certain title, so you just type the title. Let's say I type the educational technology. Okay. So educational technology or whatever. So okay. So any article that any journal in here, so it considered as a journal scopus. If you search your journal and after you type your journal is not in the scopus, so meaning that that journal is not in the scopus database. So for me, basically for me and my students, if they say they want to publish the article in the scopus, I'll go to the scopus database and I'll check. Okay. I'm sure that many of you always receive from the emails, isn't it? Publish here and then this one. And then some of these, I don't know that you can call it as a scam. So they said that they declare the journal in the Scopus database. But then you need to make sure that, okay, you need to make sure that this journal is really under Scopus. Okay.
So to check whether it's Scopus, we just type in the sources.
Under the sources.
Okay, all right. Prof, we have one question from the audience.
If a journal has a journal citation index JCI. Dr. Lee. So if in the JCR, okay, if they stated that you have the impact factor is 2.63, then it's at 2.63 lah. Okay, and then come back to this matter. Nowadays, people are making a lot of money, on the journal. They know that our researcher or lecturer need paper to be published, so they will try to what we call that to take advantage. So you need to be careful that some journals that you receive, some email that you receive that declare that this journal is a Scopus journal. But then sometimes when you go to the journal, this journal is a Scopus, but it's under the category discontinued. Now later on I will show. So if a discontinued journal, the journal is legal, but it is not considered as Scopus anymore. So some scammers, I don't know, scammer or whatever, they will take the opportunities. Okay, nowadays, if you have your own Facebook, you can see that there are many services. There are many services that to help you to publish your paper in the Scopus and etc. So they will this type of people, they have a tendency to publish in this type of journal. Okay, the first thing is that the Scopus journal has been discontinued, and the second thing is that you need to be careful that some of the journals is a mirror journal database, meaning that okay, some of you maybe you have these are the things that we have experienced before. You have received previously we have sometimes we have received email on the using the Maybank accounts in it. So they ask you to click this Maybank account and then to key in your password and so on. And later on, then you found out that this Maybank website or whatever is a dummy. So this thing also happened in the journal. So some journal, they will copy from the actual journal database, the presentation, whatever in the website. So they will copy, and then you thought that this is an original website, but then this is not the original website. This is a dummy. Well, that way normally we say that this is a mirror journal. So then you send your journal here to the dummy journal, the mirror journal. So back then, and then you can find that this is published. So yes, your paper is published in that journal, but then later on, your paper does not publish in the Scopus database. Then it will not be counted as a Scopus database. So, so that's another thing lah. So need to be careful if you receive this document. Then maybe in future they will have so many ideas, just to cheat you all lah. So better be careful, and then please be more extra careful lah when you want to submit your journal. We don't want to pay anything to this type of journal. You pay around 2,000 plus, 3,000 plus, 1,000 plus. I thought that you are paper you are publishing in the Scopus, but then towards the end it doesn't publish in the Scopus. Alright. Okay, so always check on this one. Okay, normally if you want to check whether your database is a dummy or not, okay, so for example, let's say I want to publish my paper in this journal, International Journal of Education and Research, let's say this one. So I go to the source, I type this journal. So these are the information of the journal. Okay. Okay, this one site score. This one is like the impact factor, but then for us, for our researcher, our impact factor only calculated in the Web of Science. So we don't use this one as the impact factor. Okay, so let's say I'm targeting that to publish in this journal. So normally, if I want to know which website is the original one, then I always click this here. See this one, source homepage. So you just click this source homepage. So this one is the original one. So you don't click any link that given in your email. So if you receive an email that to publish in the certain journal, and you go to the database, you check with the database, and you go to the source page. Sometimes they will give you a different type of email. For example, then you read guide for authors how to send a journal in this. So make sure that you followed from a real source. Right. Okay. So okay, this one example. Then you look on how this journal how to publish in this journal. Okay. Right. So we come back to our H index. Okay, for a Scopus H index. Right. You back to this one. Okay, the main page. So we have this. Okay, this click the search, and you have the authors here. Okay. Boleh Putri nampak authors?
Yes, we can
Right.
see.
So
Yeah.
you type your name. For example, this is my name. You don't type my name, you type your name. So I use mine. Okay, Ahmad Fauzi Muhammad Ayub. My first name is Ahmad Fauzi. My last name is Muhammad Ayub. Okay. Then you click search here. Okay. Nampak Putri?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So this is my Scopus database. You can see that I have two names here. Muhammad Ayub, Ahmad Fauzi, and this one. So meaning that I have two different sub database. My name were in the Scopus in two different way. So this is because of the second one is because of my student didn't write my name properly in the citation. So you can ask the Scopus database if let's say any of you have name more than one.
Yes,
Any
I
of
have.
you? Huh? You don't have.
Myself, I have extra
Okay.
one.
For example, yours. So you can ask the Scopus editor to this one request to merge. But then make sure that both what we call this one, I can say a sub database lah. Both this one is under yours. Because by right, I should have 126 document here. But then I don't think that any increasing on the H index. So I have by right I have 226 because back then it was written separately. So I have two names here. So you can click this one and you request to merge. If you have this one, and then request to merge, then you need to follow the instruction later on. So it's not working at the moment. Okay nggak you punya Putri?
No, dia hang. Let's do.
So dia hang nama.
Okay.
So that's another thing. If your name are listed in more than one, by right you should have one only. So you can ask request to merge. Okay, let's say I focus on this one. So this is my name. So another thing is that you need to understand that I have these three. I have different name. So this one is during my earlier career. Okay. During that time, we are not aware of this Scopus database and so on. So we just put our name is simply to us. During that time, it's not important. So I just put my name. Sometimes my name Ahmad Fauzi Ayub, Muhammad Fauzi Ayub, and Ahmad Ayub. So and also my student also sometimes put my name wrongly in the papers. So that's why we have this type. So previously, I have request to merge all this name. Okay, meaning that if I didn't ask for the merge, so maybe I have 5 different type of name here. This one I've been requested to merge. So make sure that when your publication or your student publication or your friend want to publish your papers under your name, make sure that it was written correctly. And then you need to have one standardized. For example, my name Muhammad Ayub A.F. So that one is what we call that is yang rasmi lah. Okay, so this one from this information we have I have the total number of 125 document in the Scopus database, and my H index in the Scopus database is 12. Right, then you click to Muhammad Ayub, this one, and you click your name here. Boleh Putri?
Okay,
Others?
can.
Alright. So you can see that, okay, so I have 125 document in the Scopus database, and the total number of citation is 566. Okay? Citation and cited by 505 document. How about you all? Can you look at your anyone want to share how many Hsing that you have? All right.
Semua malu po.
Tak apa. At least you know. As I said that the Hsing is not a secret. Okay. Never mind. Okay. So this is my Scopus ID. Okay. And then this one, if you want to connect it, okay. Okay, these are the total number of citation. Yesterday I checked 69. Now it's 71. Okay. So this is like a stock market lah. So every day we increase. So for a Scopus, we can compare last year, 2021, I have 141 citation. For 2020, 141, last year is 131 less. So till now, till today, I have 71 journals as a citation for 2022. All right. So okay, you can see this one. So these are these are my papers. You can see that for a Scopus database, it doesn't mean that your database should be, your name should be first. For example, here for the latest paper 2022, my name is third here. See? So currently it been cited twice, 2 citation here. For my next paper is also in the 2022. In fact, my name is the 4th here. And also it been cited by second. Two, not second, two times. And then this one, my name, this is my student name, which I corresponding author. So at the moment, no one cited this one yet. Okay. And this one and so on. So meaning that for your H index, the arrangement of your number in the paper is not important. It doesn't matter your first, your second, your third, or whatever, that it will still calculated as your H index. If your name in the 4th or 5th in the arrangement, is okay. But then for you to declare the corresponding author, then that is different things. But then what I'm talking about in the terms of calculating the H index, it doesn't matter how the arrangement of your name in the paper, as long as your name is in the paper. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we look on how are we going to calculate our H index. Okay. Can you see this one? Can you change date cited by highest? Can you change this one, cited by highest? Putri boleh?
Okay.
The one sort by, then can you change it to cited by highest? Okay. So this database, they will listed the total number of citation, the total number of citation from highest to lowest. So remember that my total citation is 12. All right. Can you see this one? Export all.
Yes.
Okay, click this one. Boleh tak? Putri nampak yang ni tak? Okay, can you, yeah, oh sorry. Okay, can you export all here? Then here, the cited information, you only click the important thing. Authors, document title, year, and important thing is that citation count. Okay, for this one, we want to download your papers into the Excel. Okay, and then other, you just leave it blank. Just this four. And then you click the CSV here. Boleh Putri?
Sekejap ya.
How about, I'm not sure. How about others? Can everyone follow? Saya ni tak nampak skrin, jadi saya pun tak tahu sama ada saya. Saya tak buka. Saya tak buka skrin, jadi saya pun tak tahu sama ada boleh ke tak boleh. Can you have this one? And then you click export.
Cannot export lah, apa?
Apa?
I'm not sure why.
Export, then export nanti dia akan turun dalam Excel. Maybe you need to look at your data. Okay, after you click export, there will be all the data will be downloaded as the Excel file.
So CSV
CSV, Scopus. Then the Scopus.csv. Can you see this one? Scopus.csv.
Nampak.
Then click this one. Click this file. I'm not sure in your computer where this database will be downloaded, but then I'm using the Mac, so Mac will be downloaded under the downloads. Okay, so please open this Scopus.csv. Dapat Putri?
Okay, dapat.
Buka tak file Excel?
Yang ni. Kau punya tak keluar lagi.
Maybe it takes some time. Mine also haven't. Okay, nampak tak?
Okay, nampak. Yes.
Okay. Okay, can anyone, every one of you see my Scopus database one? Okay, so just now we select authors, we select title, we select years, and we select cited, isn't it? Okay, let's say link this one. I can remove this one. Okay, okay. So these are the same. These are in the Excel. These are the list of papers of your papers. Remember that I have 125. So by right, I have 125 rows here. See, 126, including that one. 126. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So these are the authors. These are the title. My article title, and these are the year published. Okay. And the important thing is that here, this is the total number of citation, the paper site. Okay. For example, just now I have for the first paper 2111 S1. Okay, what I want you to do is that, okay, I want you to sort, the list of paper based on the citation. So this one is based on your Excel competencies. So maybe you can highlight all here. Boleh Putri?
Okay, highlight semua. Okay.
Highlight here, and then you give to your data. This one is Excel, so by right you should know. Okay, sort, and then I want to sort cited by.
Sorry, Prof, pergi kat data tadi
Pergi,
tak cukup kompetisi lagi ya, Prof.
Itulah. Pergi data.
Okay.
Okay, I repeat data, sort here. Nampak?
Okay.
Data sort. Okay, so here sort by, okay, largest to smallest here. Can everyone follow? Class, can every one of you follow? Because the original one, they will sorted by years, by year of publication. But then we are more interested to look on sort based on the citation. Okay? So largest to smallest here. Boleh Putri?
Yang sort ni adalah sorted cited by
Cited by. So you can see that my paper, my data is sorted by this one.
Smallest to largest or largest to smallest?
Largest to smallest lah. Kita susun ikut naik. Largest to smallest. Okay. So we sort from the largest citation to the smallest. Okay. So my H index is 12. So let's say that in the next column here, I just put the H index. Can every one of you type this one, H index?
Okay.
And then you put one, okay, you listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until your H index, how many? For example, my H index is 12, so I try to jot down my H index 10, 11, 12, 13, contoh. Okay, you can see that my H index is 12, so this is the minimum. Okay, so you can see that why my H index is 12, because I have 12, minimum 12 paper cited 12 times. Can see this one, the yellow one is the border one. So this is my H index 12. So I have 12 here. So this one 13 is more than 12, isn't it?
Yes.
Nampak tak?
Yeah.
So if I want to make my H index 13, so what do I need to do? If I want my H index is 13, so I need to make sure that this paper, the number 14 paper here, the green one should be what? Minimum of 13. So I need 2 more citation for the number 14 papers and 1 more citation from here. Betul tak?
Yes.
Sorry. Dia jadi macam ni pula.
Can it be any other paper or it must be that paper?
Must be that paper. Originally this paper is 12 and this paper is 11. Alah, dia jadi gini pula lah.
Your format ni.
Dia jadi format tari pula lah. Yep. Okay, this one 12. Yang mana? Dia jadi ni. Apa ni? Tak ingat lah macam mana lah ni. Dia kena tukar. Oh ni, sorry. Ni kepada 12. Ni tak apalah. Ni 11. Okay, so basically for my paper number 13, I have 12 citation. So that's why I have 12 H index. If I want my H index to increase to 13, so what should I do? So I need to make sure that my 13 paper, this one should be another 1 more citation. And for my paper 14, this paper, effect of higher order thinking module, this one I need 2 more citation. So if this one I have 13 here, so my H index will be 13. Mana? If I want to 14, how? If I want my H index to be 14,
the next paper must increase.
So if I want to paper by 14, this paper number 15 paper, I need 3 more citation, and then for my 14 paper, I need 3 more, and then for this one 13, I need 2 more. Nampak tak? And so on. Okay? So can you imagine if your H index is 30 here, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If I want to 20, if I want to H index, if I want my H index 20, so this one I need another 12 citation, 11, 10, 9. This is how they calculate their H index. Okay, now well, you look at, okay, all of you, you look at your own H index, then try to strategize. So, like example, Nak bagi nama pun tak best kan Putri kan. So do you you just look on your H index and then you see if you want to for example kalau Putri nak share Putri ni H index berapa?
Boleh je. Saya share Excel lah
Kata je kita share dan kita sama-sama we I'll help you to discuss.
Oh okay. So H index 9.
Okay good. Boleh share dalam ni tak? Boleh tak boleh share screen ni? Ke saya kena unshare dulu?
Share.
Saya kena stop sharing dulu ke?
Tak apa. Mungkin saya boleh over ni kot.
Cuba Putri. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Putri H index 9. 9 ke? Bukan 9 kok Putri. H index Putri.
Kat sini.
5 ke? You punya H index berapa? 5 tak? Tengok dalam skopus.
Dekat skopus 5 betul-betul.
5. H index you 5.
Betul-betul. Yang tu Google Scholar. Okay.
If you want to, kalau Putri you nak H index 6, kan itu tak 6 kat sini. So yang paper this one, your 7 paper need to have 3 more citation and your 6 paper need to have 1 more citation. Nampak tak?
Kena tambah lagi 3.
Kita tak boleh tambah, kita doa.
Yeah. So
later on we will see how to strategize. Kita tak boleh tambah. Kita boleh tambah kita boleh tambah paper dalam scopus. We only can add our new paper in the scopus.
Okay.
But then you cannot add your citation. But later on I'll show you how.
Okay.
So I hope that the rest of you understand how to look on your H index and how to strategize your H index. So like Putri, if you want to nak 6, so another 3 and another 1 for paper number 6 and so on. Alright. Okay. Okay. So we have finished on that. So I hope that some of you understand. Okay. Ahmad Mukhtar, Dr. Ahmad Mukhtar. So congratulations, you have 7. So 7 okay. 7 is okay for social science lah. But for science, you need to have minimum 10 for science. So they are different arena from us, from social science. Okay. Alright. Okay. So where are we? So we are here. Okay. So this is how you look on your citation and your H index and your citations. Okay. Then we come back to this one.
Boleh share semula kot?
Okay. The share. Okay. Saya share PowerPoint. Okay. Yep. Now, if all of you have understand that how to calculate your H index and how to strategize, how to increase your H index, so we look on our next presentation. So this is what we have been through. This is what we have been discussed just now. So author search, source, and so on. So these are the number, the name of the journals inside the database corpus. This one you need to be careful that some of the journal in the scopus they listed as this one, coverage discontinued in scopus. So make sure that, for example, Turkish Online Journal of Qualitative Inquiry. So this journal basically scopus coverage until 2021. But then in 2022, it had been discontinued in scopus. For Asian Social Science, so they only covered scopus until 2016. From 2011 and from 2017, the coverage has been discontinued. So make sure that don't send your paper here anymore because it has been discontinued. So this is your alternate name. Okay. So this one we have to do. If you have more than one name in your database, so you can request to merge. So after you click the merge authors, then you look on you follow the instruction given.
Sorry Prof. I think slide tak keluar lagi. Tak share lagi.
Saya tak keluar. Oh tadi sebab you dah ni kot. Okay, this one. Nampak tak? Nampak?
Okay. Alright, dah nampak dah.
Sorry, tadi dah. Okay, ni tadi yang this one is that we have been through. So request to merge. So if your slide is, if you have more than one name in your database and somehow both names are yours, so you can ask request to merge authors here. And these are the overview of the Scopus index. So the same thing here. Okay, so these are the how we calculate the hash index. This one I've just explained to you. So if your hash index is 1, meaning that you only have one journal with one citation. Okay, you can see that your hash index is still, even though that you have 7 journals in the Scopus database, but only one journal been cited. So your hash index is 1. So the total number of journal that you have in the Scopus database doesn't represent your H index, but it will help you to increase your H index. But it will not be calculated lah. So H index is calculated based on the total of citation here. So if your H index is 2, so meaning that you have 2 citation from 2 different journals, 3 and so on. If you have n H index, so you have n journal and you need to have n citation for n different journals. I hope that at this stage, all of you understand how to calculate your H index.
Right. Prof, what about like 5 citation from the same journal?
Same journal.
It's considered one.
One.
Like it's still considered one.
Consider so. Okay. I forgot to show you that some of my journal is not from a Scopus journal. Wait, I want to show. Some of I think I have half of my journal, my article in the Scopus database is from a cited proceeding. Wait, I show you. Nampak ke Scopus saya ni?
Nampak.
Okay. Okay, for example, this one. Lupa tunjuk. So I'm so sorry because I as I mentioned earlier, I have to show my database and I cannot show others. So I'm so sorry because I have to share mine, not others. Okay, for example, this one, I have 80 citation. This one is a procedure social. I think most of you are at the same area of me. So during this time, during 2010, procedure is a very famous cited proceeding. So most conference will use procedure to publish their papers. So during that time, procedure social behavior science, this one is a cited proceeding, but now procedure has been discontinued. So you can see that procedure been discontinued until 2013, I think. But then my paper published in 2010. So I have 80 citation in this cited proceeding here. So this is a cited proceeding. Okay, this one also the cited proceeding 2010. Okay, I have 37. And then you can click 37. You can click 80 here. For example, you can look what journal, what article that publish your article. For example, this one. Can you imagine that my paper is 2010? Yeah. My paper is published in 2010, but you can see that in 2022, but this paper still been cited in 2022. You can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this year, that paper have been published 6 times in 2022. Paper tu pun bukannya lah bagus sangat pun sebenarnya. Sorry to say lah. But then it's a popular paper lah. 2021 also been cited so many times. For example, AIP conference proceeding. This one is a cited proceeding. This one is not a journal. This one is a journal and so on. See? Okay. And okay, this one is a journal, knowledge management. This is a journal. This one, procedure is a cited proceeding. Okay. This one is a journal. Turkish online, this one the journal, European Journal Association. This journal also has been discontinued. European Journal. 2009. Now the Mediterranean Journal also have been discontinued. I have so many journal have been discontinued. Okay.
Prof, even it's discontinued, it's still
But then if people
database.
still cite your paper, it will counted.
I see. Okay.
It will counted until it has been discontinued lah. Action Association also, my students send it here and now it's been continued. So but then if in 2022, if any authors still cite this paper 2014, so it will still be counted as the citation. All right. So okay. So basically, you can send your paper either in a journal or in the cited proceeding, or now in the books, as long as the journal appears in the Scopus database, or in the Pablon database and so on. Actually, basically, we are talking about these two databases, the JCR database and the Scopus database. Right. Okay, this one. Can you see the slide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
all right. So this one, we have been through this one. Okay, so this I gave this slide to Dr. Putri. Nanti Putri you can share with others.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So this is the process that we have learned just now. So we have been through this process. So these are the, you can say that these are the manual. So this one how to sort. This one 12 just now. Okay, now we come to our strategy. So now I hope that at this stage all of you know what is a Scopus database, how to calculate the H index, how to how to increase your H index. Now we talk about the strategy. So you can see that basically in the to increase your H index, there are two things that you need to do. The first thing is that to increase the number of articles in the Scopus. But then it doesn't mean if you have so many articles, your H index will be automatically high. No. But then if you don't have any article in the Scopus, of course you don't have your citation index. And for example, I have 125 journals in the Scopus, but I have only 12 H index. Because the calculation for the H index is based on the number of citation in the Scopus. So it depends how many your paper have been cited. So if your paper more researchers cite your paper, meaning that your paper is more I can say that more relevant, or we can see that your paper are more current, and this type of paper that researcher want to cite, for example. So you need to have strategies. By having this type of knowledge, you can plan your further papers. What are the things, what are the elements that you need to publish in the type of paper that you need to publish and to get cite. Okay, so these are some of my sharing. So it doesn't mean that you need to follow all this one. So these are some of the strategies that you can use. So it doesn't mean that this one is accurate, but maybe you have your own strategy, then it's okay as long as your citation is increased. The first thing that you need to create the citation environment. I will go into detail. And then the second thing, you have publish article in the journal, so Scopus and JCR. Just now we have discussed. So if your paper published in the JCR, your H index will be counted in what? In the Pablon and in the Scopus, isn't it? Then maybe you need to analyze your Scopus database, create network with other researchers, student supervision, promote supervision, and conference. Okay, for example, this one, citation. You need to create your citation environment. So maybe that from now on, we need to have a paradigm change to me. So basically before this, you are very reluctant to cite your friend article and vice versa lah. So your friend also don't want to cite your article and so on. That this type of environment need to be changed lah. So I cite you, you cite I help you, you help me, for example. But then you need to understand that if you want to cite your friend, so make sure that the article is relevant to be cited. So we cannot simply cite. Certain journal, they will look on the references, so they will check whether the references that you cite is relevant with the article. So if the references is not relevant with the article, so they will reject your article. So if you can see that, okay, so we have a pyramid here. So the first one is the last thing that you need to do. Okay, you can self-cited. For example, for the next paper macam Putri tadi, if you want to have this increase your sheet index to 6, so the next paper you cite that 5th paper. Apa tak Putri? Then the next paper you cite that paper. So and then if that paper published in the journal, so it will increase your citation. So this is called as the self-cited. But some people, but some ideology, some paradigm, they don't allow this one. So it depends on how you look into this. So some people will think that this is a smart move, but some will consider that this is an unethical things to do. But whatever that, if you want to cite that paper, make sure that paper is relevant. So these are the different thoughts. But what I want to share with you that these are the things that could help to increase your citation. So whatever the thought that you have and whatever the thought that others think, so that one is your personal perception. So what I want to share with you, I think that can help to increase your citation. But then in Scopus, you need to make sure you need to be aware that in Scopus they have a button there. So they have a button that you can click that button. The button is under the self-cited button. So if you click that button, so the Scopus will remove whatever article that self-cited. Then you can see that your H index will decrease. Because Scopus will remove all these articles that self-cited article. Okay, that is the last thing that you need to do lah. You self-cited. Your next paper, you put your name. If you understand the strategy lah. Or let's say, okay, Putri, you have a friend and your friend is going to publish a paper. So maybe that you can ask your friend, can you cite this paper? Okay, again, some people will have a different thought of this. So some people say this is unethical or whatever, etc. But then some people think that this will be another smart move lah. So maybe you can cite in your college article, although where your name is not included in the article. Okay, or you can write article without citation to your work and publish in the Scopus. This one will increase your number of paper in the Scopus. And then I also normally, if you can see that paper that have more citation is paper that publish in a good journal, or write in a high impact journal and do current research. So mostly nowadays, if you can see that student will only cite papers in the current one. So by time now it's 2022, so there are students are more looking or any journal are more looking paper is published in 2017 and 2018 and so on. For example, my paper, that one just now, I have 2008, 11 citations. So I don't think that in 2021, 22, people will cite 2008 journal. So that one consider that lah. So I need to have another bang out one. So you write high impact article and do current research. And important thing that you publish in the Q1, Q2 journals. No, but normally Q1, Q2 journals, we have more more citation compared to the lower journal. Or you can publish in any open journals. Open journal, anyone can access. And sometimes the Q1, Q2 journal, only if your institution subscribe this journal, then you can download. So sometimes this also will not help in case you're citing. Sometimes others who didn't subscribe this journal, so they don't they cannot download that one. So it depends. So these are among the strategies that can be used lah. So it's up to you. Maybe you have some other strategies. Maybe we can share after this. Yes, if you have some other ideas that can help to increase your citation. And then this one is a publish an article. Okay, this one is enhanced from that one, from the just one. So publish in the JCR. As you can see that if your paper published in JCR, so Q1, until Q4, so your this paper also be published in the Scopus or published in the well-known established journal. And then the important thing is select journal suitable for the article. For example, my second field is the mathematics education. So if I have paper in mathematics education, I should publish in Journal of Mathematics Education. So that one I have a better chance because all those who are doing the mathematics education journal, they will look on this mathematics education research. They will look more on the mathematics education journal. Okay, and then you can look. You can publish in the open access journal. So any journal can be accessed. And remember that if you write a journal article, then we need to have that appropriate keywords. Keyword. So you need to make sure that your keywords, in your journal, your article is suitable. So sometimes, let's say if you type in the Google, so you will type the keywords, isn't it? So you make sure that the keywords in your journal is appropriate. And if the researcher want to find article, so they will type the keyword. So hopefully that this keyword will come to your journal. And then this one, consistent in using your name for every article. Like now, you can see that I have 5 different names in my Scopus. So that I need to add the Scopus to merge. So by now, by right, you need to have a consistent in using your name for every article. For example, my name is Ahmad Fauzi Muhammad Ayub. Earlier, some student put my name Muhammad Fauzi Ayub, Ahmad Fauzi Ayub, and so I have different type of name. So during that time, we are not familiar in terms of this publication. Or also, okay, this one also controversial lah. While reviewing journal, you may suggest the author to cite your papers if they are related. So maybe some of you will think that this one is unethical and whatever. So that one is your perception. So but then you may use this suggestion lah. So if the papers are related. So you don't ask the author to publish your name, but then you can suggest. But then towards the end, the author will know you are the reviewer. So this is some of the ideas lah. So some of you may not agree, but no, these are the things lah. Okay, and then analyze corpus database. Okay, for me, so for example, just now I've shown you my Scopus. So I click the 80, the total number of citation. Okay, from the Scopus database, you can look what are the journal that normally published by others. What are the highest journal that been cited by this one. So you can analyze. For example, I also will look what are the journal that cite my papers a lot. So then later on, I will have some ideas to publish in that journal later on lah. So by analyze the Scopus database, you can look and identify the most famous authors in the field. Okay. So identify the his publication, identify the current writing trend, identify journal that get a lot of citation, and then identify the journal that reference our that cited your article. So you can do the analyze by your own. You can look what are the article that what are the journal that normally cite. For example, I can see that in early stage, my article, most of my article is a procedure journal, a procedure conference proceeding. So that one during that time is that article is doing the GeoGebra, the open source software. During that time, 2010, 2011, this research is very popular. So many of researchers are using this open source software to teach mathematics. So I can say that during that time, my student published this paper at the right time. So now, for example, now technology is going very fast. So maybe at the current situation, people are looking on the augmented reality, or the gamification. So you should do this type of research. So you need to understand that research, you need to do research that current lah. So if you publish this type of paper, they can easily get cited. Okay. Right, and then you can create your network. So maybe, can you imagine if your paper, if you have paper published with an established author, let's say for the educational field, you have a paper published with Professor Hare, the social equation model. Can you imagine that if your name in his paper or any other established famous author, so you can have a very high citation in one day. Can you imagine that one paper you have 20 citation per day? So then it will help your patient there. Or you can create a network with other researchers in the same field from local and overseas. So now Dr. Putri have organized that you have several number of researchers from UITM, from Indonesia, from India, and so on. So maybe after this session, you have your paradigm change that now it's time for us in here to start collaborate with each other. So what paper you have, what paper I have, then we start to cite each other. So actually by right, it will help each other, not by right ones. But then we need to be honest lah. If that people cite your paper, then you need to cite their paper. It should be a two-way, what we call that? Two-way partnership, not one way. Or co-writing with famous writers from abroad. Okay. And that one, you do write with others. So do any form of collaboration with other from our network and so on. Keep in touch and write with a student who have graduated. Some of you, I think most of you are lecturers here, and then maybe some of you have students that work in the universities. So this student is a potential to create your network. So maybe after they finish getting their PhD, they come back to the university and they also start publishing and do network with your graduated students. So for me, for example, I have several students working at the university. I still keep in touch with them. So I also ask them, how about your publication and what. But I didn't ask her to cite my papers. But then I just keep in touch to make sure that they're still publishing after they graduated. All right, supervision. So I'm sure that all of you have students to be supervised. So this is, you need to understand, we lecturer, we don't have time to write. And then we also have our own research. So mostly our research and our papers come from our student. So for me, when do my supervision, I make sure that I supervise the student well to make sure that they do the research correctly. So I know that I can get publication from this student. So the source of the publication is the student thesis. and then supervise as many students as the main supervisor or co-supervisor. But then we in the UPM, we have the limitation. For me, I have maximum 15 numbers of as a main supervisor, and also 15 students for co-supervisors here. We have a limit in the UPM, we have a limitation, 15 main and 15 co. And at the moment, I already fulfill these two. I cannot have another student as main and as co-supervisor. We have reached our limit. In fact, in UPM, most of us have reached our limit as a main supervisor and co-supervisor, and do research that is in line with the current and future trend. This one that I've discussed just now. Don't be afraid to do a lot of research, but not to the point of overwhelming lah. So you make sure that you don't overstress when do this research. Supervision should be done correctly, so there are no problem in publishing. So when you supervise your student, you make sure that the methodology is correct, the objective is correct, the data collection is correct. So after they have collected the data, so they don't have no problem in publishing, because you have a very good data and you have a very good findings. And then outline the publication for the student thesis by guiding students how to write. Okay. This is the important thing, that if you want to persuade your student to write papers, normally for me, I will sit down with my students. So since they already have their thesis and they have their data, so I will sit down and then I write their objective. So if after I write the objective, they know that what are they have the guideline. So based on this objective, they will write the introduction, the methodology, and so on. So if let's say you are targeting 3 journals, 3 articles from this paper, you make a guideline. We don't ask my student, okay, can you publish your paper? Can you publish 2 paper? Can you publish 3 paper? But then the student also did, especially for those who are not used on publishing the papers, so they will see that this is a very, very difficult task. But then if you sit down with your paper, your student, you write down, okay, for this paper, you put this objective 1, 2, 3. So, and then they know, they only copy and paste from their thesis for this paper. So paper 2, this objective. Paper 3, this objective. And then guide them what they need to do next. So try to do this. I'm sure that the student feel more motivated to publish if you have this type of supervision. All right, and then I'm sure that all of you are attending conference. So by attending conference, you can create a network here. So attend conference to get to know researcher from the local and to build network. And then maybe you can present the result of your research work. So let's say you present your work in the conference. So maybe in the conference they have many speakers or many others to come, and they would like to see your publication, and maybe in future they will cite your work. So encourage students to make presentation at conference, encourage them to make present in the scopus cited proceeding. This one that I have just discussed. So we have conference with a cited proceeding. For example, we have the ICCE 2022, and now open for a workshop. So any papers that published in this ICCE 2022 will be accepted as a conference proceeding. Okay, I just want to make a promotion. We call promotion. Then you may look at this journal. For those who are doing the computer educational computer technology, you can go to this website. Still open for the workshop. So you can send 2 papers with 1 prize. This one. Or you can go to any conference published in AIP proceeding or IEEE. Because all these papers, even though this paper not considered as a journal, but then it will consider it as a cited proceeding. So maybe all of you are interested to go to a conference, but might as well we go to we go to the conference that might benefit you lah, in terms of your publication. So I would highly suggest that you go to this type of conference. If your university want to organize conference, go for a compliance with this type of publication proceeding, cited proceeding. Okay, and then maybe lastly publication promotion. So okay, this one also some people will consider this one is a non-ethical. So some people will say that this one is something to boost around. So it depends. So because we are human, we have different type of perspective. So you can promote your expertise and publication to others. So some people, they will promote their publication in the Facebook. In fact, some people will email their paper. Let's say the paper has been published, they will email to their friends. Then whatever that things you need, you can. It's just legal, but then people perception is different. So that one you need to accept the fact lah. Some people like, some people don't. Send the result of your publication to others. This one, okay. Upload your publication on the faculty website. This one is the much better lah. So make sure that you have your own website in your faculty or whatever, so you can upload your publication on that one. But then you need to make sure that if the publication is from an paid journal, you need to subscribe journal. You cannot upload your publication. You can upload your publication if the journal is an open access. For any journal who are subscribed, you cannot upload your publication in your personal website. Okay, or you can create your blog and upload your publication. So the same thing. So you can upload your publication on the social media. Make your publication article accessible to the public. So this is among the strategies that you can do. All right, I think I come to the end. Okay, just nice until 12.
Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right. Okay, today.
Okay, we can proceed. Got any questions from the audience?
Okay, Dr. Sung totally agree with propaganda objective for postgraduate. Okay, good, Dr. Sung. So I hope others can do the same thing. So another thing is that you need to understand, our student, they are not eager to publish unless the student are looking for publication is for their career. For us in the educational faculty, so most of our students is ex-teachers, so they just want to graduate. So if for PhD in UPM, minimum they need to publish 2. So if they already have 2, then goodbye lah. So they don't. Very hard to find those who publish 3 and whatever, unless you give them the motivation. All right. Any question? If you want to speak, then you can put in the chat room. We have another 15 minutes ataupun say until 12.
Yes, more or less. Yeah.
What else? Doesn't matter. You can. This is a sharing session, so you can ask any question related with this one lah.
Yeah.
Or other things that in our field lah. So hopefully that from this session it will help to increase your at least you know the importance of to having this H index and how to increase your H index. But then for your university ranking also important for all the lecturers to have a good H index.
Yes, correct.
Especially UMP, if you're not mohon jadi RU, so lagilah kena kerja keras. Need to have more hard work. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions, audience?
I think
okay. All right. Yes.
Tak dengar, dah cakap
Not sure. Tadi ada siapa nak tanya?
In Malay also okay. Okay, boleh komen sedikit mengenai page ni. Okay, Dr. Abdul Rahman, thank you for the questions. Okay, paid journal, okay, these are the 2 or 3 things. This also, it depends on your perception. So for me, I'm okay with the paid journal. And then especially in my term, paid journal, especially for those students who want to graduate. So for me, for UPM, they need to at least have 2 journal to graduate. So basically, if you are sent to the Q1, Q2 journal, it took years. It took years to publish. So for this student, if you want to graduate using this one, you need to publish earlier, maybe 1 or 2 years ahead. But then in 1 or 2 years ahead, you don't have the data, especially us in the social science. Science is different. Science, sometimes science, every chapter they have one paper. But then normally for us the social science, we after the data collection, so then we can publish. And unless you want to publish a literature review or whatever, so that one you can do earlier. So basically, after the data collection, the student have reached 3 years. So by the 4th year, they need to come back to the come back to work. So to me, paid journal, as long as illegal, as long as legal, and also as long as in the Scopus data or in the cited journal, to me is okay. Because we need to work with the system lah, because the system teach us that, because you need to graduate if you need to have 2 journals. And then in UPM, for example, we as professors in the UPM, you need to have at least 5 journals to be published per year, cited journal. So if not, then you consider you will have lower marks lah in the UPM. So for professor, you need to have 5 to 6 journal per year. For associate professor, 3. For the senior lecturer, 2 cited journal. So this is our KPI. So then if you have this type of thing, you will do whatever that you want. You will do whatever that you can. So if you are not capable into publish in the Q1, Q2 paper, then you have to do the alternative way lah. But then to me, paid journal, it should be the last effort lah, the last thing to do after all these things. As in for my student, I'll go for the JCR first. Then if you get rejected, then go for the Scopus, because this student want to graduate. So we cannot hold them. So we are responsible to our student. So no, so that will be the last thing to do lah. Okay, Dr. Abdul Rahman. Okay, yeah, Frina. Okay, Frina, no question about this. Right. Okay.
Okay, Prof. Just one question.
Okay.
For junior researchers, like our academicians, they haven't published any Scopus paper yet. So, but they have published to my site and ERA journal. So, what is the next step? Should they go straight to Q1?
No. Okay. Sometimes publication, it depends on your capability lah. The first thing that you need to know that what type of Q1, Q2 papers. Okay, if you have an article and you read, then you compare with the article in the Q1, Q2, in the Scopus and so on. What level of your paper? So if your level of paper is a Q1, Q2, then send in the Q1, Q2. If your paper, you know that if you send to the Q1, Q2 and got rejected, so you direct to go to Scopus. And then the last thing, then you go to the ERA lah, the last thing. So, but then I would say this type of people will get angry when I don't suggest to publish in the non-cited journal. This one I will get backfire. Then who are going to support this type of journal kan? Kalau kita tak hantar. So that one will be the last resort. Because to me, for the non-cited journal, is only could add on your CVs. But in terms of promotion, I'm not sure. So for example, in UPM, to apply for the associate professor, they need at least 15 journals in the Scopus as corresponding author.
In journals.
15 journals. So if you have paper in English, paper in Malay, okay. If you have paper in Malay, you want to publish in a non-cited journal, okay, that's fine with me. But if you have a good paper, not a really good lah, maybe an acceptable paper, then you can publish in the Scopus like at least.
At least.
So none for now you need to when we have a paper, you need to design. You need to know what is your current target. Are you going for promotion? Are you going to for the H index, or you just publish for your just get as long as get published? Then if you have that type of intention, fine with me. You can go to the non-cited journal if you think that publication is just another publication. So it's okay with me. But if you want to publish paper to help you into have your scholar to have your scholar to your index, to have your to help your universities and whatever, then go to this journal, cited journals. Okay, Dr. Dorama again ada question. Okay, bagaimana UPM encourage staff mereka untuk publish? Adakah UPM menyediakan bantuan? Apa kat bawah ni tak nampak bantuan?
Kewangan.
Okay, bantuan kewangan. Okay, in UPM, RMC, Research Management, we provide certain amount of money only for Q1, Q2 journal. So they will pay that one. But then still they have a limitation lah. They have a certain amount. So maybe 10,000 for one Q1, Q2, especially those who are publish the MDPI, if you are known, MDPI. So this one, the UPM will pay for them 10,000 to 12,000. But then in our faculty in UPM, okay, my faculty education, we provide 1,500 for any Scopus journal or era. Cited journal. Especially this one, we want to help students. So we provide 1,050. If let's say that you publish in the journal that costs you 2,000, so you need to add another 500. So the minimum is 1,500. So that is our faculty initiative, because we have the financial support on that. So it depends lah. It depends on the faculty. But then for me, that amount of money really help. But again, you didn't. The best thing is that you try to publish in the non-paid journal. The best thing. Then if not, then go to the paid journal. But then if you provide this type of thing, then you didn't help the lecturer to publish in the non-paid journal.
Yeah.
So everything now people have the mind that okay, all journal our article need to publish in the paid journal. So that one is the bad thing lah if you provide this type of financial. But in UPM we have a certain rule that in order to get published to get the financial support, you need to try to send to non-paid journal Q1, Q2 first. And if it is get rejected, then you can go to the Q1, Q2 paid journal. But then you need to show the proof that it has been sent and rejected by the Q1, Q2 journal, non-paid journal.
Okay, Paul.
All right. Anything? Review paper better than for higher citation. All right. This one also it depends. Some review paper also don't have much citation, but I know that review paper have better citation compared to the findings for other papers. You may try find the review papers, but then if you have a very good review paper, you need to find also a good review journal. So these are the things that will work together. Good paper, good journal, and whatever. These are the strategies that you need to increase your citation. So I cannot say that whether review papers are better or not. So it depends. So mostly review paper have more citation because people are going to cite review papers and so on. So maybe they don't like to do some reading, they read from a review paper, they can get all the information from that paper.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Okay. Okay,
Uh,
Prof.
okay. All right.
Okay, Prof. We have already shared the slides in the meeting chat, so you guys can download from there. And I guess we are at the end of the session, Prof.
All right.
So we thank you on behalf of the faculty. Thank you very much for all of the beneficial sharing and what are the strategies for us to increase citation and so H index. So we will take note and really, take advantage of that. So we really owe to you, Prof.
All
So
right.
hope we see you again, Prof.
All right.
During that time, hopefully our H index is higher. We can
All right.
really grateful to you. Okay, Prof.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone. And also,
Thank
Prof.
you, everyone. Good luck to all of
Okay.
you.
Yes, all the best, everyone. Okay, thank you, and have a nice day, everyone.
All right.
Okay,
Okay. Assalamualaikum.
okay, salam.